Hello there, welcome back to my channel at Yoncee Thrills, and today we want to make the kimono jacket. As you can see on the thumbnail, it is not cut together with the sleeve, so it's good to have you, the returning subscribers. If it is the first time visiting here, welcome. Please subscribe. I have 2.5 yards of Ankara print fabric, and I'm going to cut both the front and the back together. Towards this way is the yard side, so you can see it's in 2 yards, and this is the length, and the length of an African print is usually 45 inches. So I have this folded once. I'm going to fold it again, and here is my center fold. To know the amount you should work with, at least you should have your highest body circumference. In my client's case, it is the hip circumference divided by 4, because this is on a porter 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you divide it by 4. Whatever you have, you go ahead and add your ease allowance, maybe 3 inches or 4 inches, depending on how full you want it to be. So I'll mark 1/2 inch starting point line. It's just to get a straight start, and this will be my shoulder line. So I'm using this selvage as the starting point line. Then I'll start taking my measurements. I've told you the length. I'm making use of the whole length here, all right? The shoulder to shoulder is 18 inches divided by 2 is 9 inches, but this is going to slope fall a little bit, so I'll make use of 10 inches, which is here. For the armhole opening, I'll make use of the shoulder to bust -1. So the shoulder to bust is 12 inches, which is here, -1 is 11 inches. So that's the opening, and then I'll mark my shoulder to shoulder here again, which is 10 inches. To get a straight opening. The hip circumference is 51 inches, divided by 4 is 12.75 inches, so that's what I'll mark here. It is here, okay? Then I need 2 inches ease allowance on the side, or 2.5. Let me make use of 2.5. And whatever is left, I'll use that side allowance, and that is 1 inch. So I'll mark this whole thing straight down. At the shoulder, I'll come down with my shoulder slope of 1 inch, and the neck 4 inches. Then I'll connect these into that 4 inches. Neck depth for the back 1 inch. This is for the back. For the front armhole, I will just find the midpoint between here and here, or you can even skip this. It's actually not necessary. I will just skip it, okay? So I'll just create a curve. So I'll add 1/2 inch allowance on the armhole. You can go ahead and measure, but I'm eyeballing at the shoulder line to 1/2 inch. Sewing allowance at the neckline 1/2 inch. Then I'll go ahead and cut. I'll notch the center, take out this one for the back. All right, I've taken out the back, and the next thing for the front center, I'm going to determine the neck. I want to come down from here by, say, 15 inches, or however you want it, and I want to cut out 2.5 inches. All the way down. All right, I hope you can see that. You can choose 2 inches or something like that. So from this point that I came down, I'm going to connect it into the neck, just like this, and I'll cut this out. And the next thing is for our sleeve. I'll take the measurement of the armhole here. I have 14.25 inches without the allowances. And I'll get a fabric here. For the 2 sleeves, I went ahead to fold 1, and then I'll fold again. So this will be my center fold, and I make sure I have more than 14 inches. Okay, I have 14.5 inches length here. From this side, I've gone ahead to mark my 1/2 inch starting point line, and I will take the cap height measurement. I'll use 4.5 inches, or you can use the formula that I'll put up on the screen to calculate for it, 4.5 inches as the cap height. The length of the sleeve is 15 inches, but I'm going to attach 1.5 or 2 inches at the hem. So I'll make this 13.5 inches, half inch to join it to the one unfold at the hem. So this is it. I have it exactly. Then I'm going to just draw a curve, random curve here. Let's measure to see. Okay, I have 14.5 here. Then the elbow circumference divided by 2 is 7 inches. 7 inches is here, but this is going to be a free one. So I'll add extra 3 inches ease. Then I'll connect this way. Then my allowance of 1 inch and 1 inch at the hem too. The allowance at the armhole line too. I'll go ahead and cut. I'm done. For that extra at the hem, I also have a fabric here. Unfold. This is 2 inches. Like I said, I'm going to use, when I take out half inch to join it here, it's going to be 1.5, and that will be a total of 15 inches. This is how to attach it. Right side to this one, I'm going to sew with 1/2 inch. Do the same thing with this, all right? And to start sewing properly, we'll go ahead and join this at the shoulder line. So this is the back side, and this is the right side of it, facing the right side of the front. I'll go ahead and join it here. As you can see, join it with 1/2 inch here and here. So I'm done joining it at the shoulder now. And next thing is to cut out the one that we're going to use to sew, from the center. So you are going to measure. You can just put it this way, and then you take the measurement from down, to this point. Whatever you have, you multiply it by 2 and cut out long strip of fabric. Like I already cut out here, and I even had to join because it was not enough. And the wideness is 2.25 inches. Yeah. This is the center back. And then for that long strip, I went ahead to find the center of it. So I'm going to place it center back to this, right side facing right side. And then this is how I'll keep taking this down. You match it and pin. So after matching it, I'll go ahead and sew with 1/2 inch. With 1/2 inch. When I get to the center, I'll start matching the other part too, and that's how I'm going to sew it down. Hi guys, I'm back. So far, this is what I have, as you can see. So I'll go ahead and serge. I'll weave this raw edge, and if you notice, I top stitched, right? So I pushed this flat, and from the top side, I went to top stitch it to hold it down and make it neater. The next thing is for the sleeve. If you're watching up to this very moment, please don't go with my like, don't go without subscribing to the channel, and don't go without sharing your comments, your thoughts on this video. That's gonna be an encouragement to me, okay? So I'll go ahead and open up the armhole area, get my sleeve. So I'll place it right side to right side. I already have a notch at the center here. I'll place it at the shoulder line, pin it. Then I'm going to match it up this way, like this. Then I'll start sewing with 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. When I get to here, I'm aligning it properly, and I'm sewing with 1/2 inch. When I'm done joining this side, I'll also do the same thing for the other side of the sleeve. After joining in the 2 sleeves, I'll go ahead to join them at the side. So putting it right side to right side. With 1 inch side allowance, I'm going to sew from the sleeve down to the armhole. Make sure the armhole is matching 1 inch to the hem, and I'll do the same thing for the other side. So when I'm done sewing the sides, I'll go ahead to also hem this dress by starting from one side. Remember, I gave 1 inch hemming allowance, or whatever hemming allowance you're working with. I'll fold one, and I'll fold it again to seal the raw edge, and I'll start sewing sewing till I get to the other end, and I'll come and show us the final result. So I'm done doing everything I said I was going to do. So this is it. You can see how it is spaced out, right? This is the space you're going to have at the front part. And that is all for this tutorial. Please go ahead, like I said, like, share, and subscribe. See you in my very next one. For now, do take care of yourself and bye.